Welcome to Golden Mastermind Seminars Radio with your host, Jeffrey Combs.
Jeffrey Combs, 2 for Tuesday. Welcome to Jeffrey Combs Live, formerly More Heart Than Talent Mindset conference call, and the lore, the history of this call dates back to 1999. This was originally a 2 p.m. Eastern Time, or it was actually originally a 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time women's workshop for a group of women who asked me to do a conference call for them. I then took that idea and turned it into More Heart Than Talent Mindset. And that's this Facebook Live. This is the culmination of 24 going on 25 years of Golden Mastermind Seminars Incorporated. So for 24 years, I've been hosting a live on Tuesdays, originally a live conference call before technology. And believe me, back then, that was technology, a live conference call where I would have anywhere from 500 up into 1,000 people on a live conference call. I would then record it and put it up on my website, which was also high-tech back in the day. If you're just coming on to Facebook Live today, my name is Jeffrey Combs. I am the president and founder of Golden Mastermind Seminars Incorporated. Good to have you here on Tuesday, 2 for Tuesday. It is 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Welcome, everyone. It is good to be here with you. I will let the Facebook Live populate, and then I will move into the inspirational portion of today's Facebook Live. Breathe, release, and let go. The topic for today is your burning desire. Do you have that? Do you have a burning desire? Do you have passion? Are you inspired? Are you committed? Do you have dreams? Do you have clearly defined goals about the outcome that you seek? So if that is you, you're in the right place at the right time. Welcome, everyone. It's good to see you. Tom Nash, you are first on Facebook Live this afternoon, Tom. It is 1:03. Welcome. Tom, you will remember back in the day when this was called More Heart Than Talent Mindset Call. It was a 10:30 Eastern Standard Time call, 7:30 Pacific, that I hosted for many, many years on up until 2018 when I moved the platform to a Facebook Live, a 1/2 hour Facebook Live in the afternoon. So today is 2 for Tuesday. I will also be back on here live tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific. Topic for today's Facebook Live is your burning desire. That's the handwritten version, and then the emailed version is right there. Your burning desire. The syllabus, the 7 bullet points for today are right there. What is your passion? What inspires you? What gets you up early in the morning? Or do you lack passion? Do you live in force? Here's a great book to really understand this. Power versus Force, the hidden detriments of human behavior. And if you're in a level of force, then you're forcing yourself. You're trying. You're making yourself, which then creates its own counterforce, which leads to procrastination and avoidance. Good afternoon, everyone. It's good to see you here this afternoon. Presently, Tom Nash and Scott Lucas are here with me on this beautiful California day. Now, this is a normal California day. For 14 consecutive days, we were deluged, hammered, overwhelmed with rain. Now, I've lived in Stockton, California for 34 years. 14 days of rain, that is not possible. You can put 2 and 2 together and understand what that equals. But today is a beautiful California day in the 70s, and this is what a typical December is like. Good afternoon, everyone. So the topic for today's Facebook Live is your burning desire. Do you have that? Do you have an insatiable desire? Do you have a will to succeed? Are you committed to your outcome? Are you in this to be your best self? Are you in this life to be your best self? Do you have a burning desire? My burning desire was to become a millionaire. My absolute burning desire was to be my best self. My desire was to be a self-made millionaire from the comfort of my home in free enterprise. I wasn't certain how I was going to do it. Tracy, good to see you. But I found network marketing in the late 80s. My first company was Amway. The first company that I had any success with was Herbalife. Herbalife was a large company at the time. Jim Rohn was their speaker. Mark Hughes was the owner. And it was a wellness company. It was a weight management system, a 30-day weight management with a shake and vitamins. And I thought it was absolute awesome opportunity. I had some success in that industry, in that company and in the industry. I also was in a company called Nutrition for Life, which was Tom Big Al Schreider's company at the time. And I had the privilege of spending quality time with Tom Schreider in 1993. I saw Jim Rohn speak a few times early in my career. I started to have a few 5-figure months in my early career, 1992, 3, and then hit a plateau and went through a series of challenges and didn't really turn the corner until 1997. I also had to have a series of sales jobs, waiting tables jobs. While I was in my mid-late 30s, it was very humbling living in a small apartment, barely getting by. I had pennies in my pocket, zero in my bank account. Creditors were about to call, and I was way behind on my dreams. That is a Jim Rohn quote. So if you've never heard the great Jim Rohn, I highly endorse that you listen to him. And so your burning desire is the will. It's the desire. It's the passion. It's the inspiration. It's the power to overcome obstacles. And it can come from sobriety, recovery, and most importantly, consciousness. Consciousness is the understanding. It's the awareness. It's the knowing, the know-how. And in any type of business where there's customers, clients, teammates, there's the ability to attract. And who and what you attract will also enhance your ability to succeed in any type of leverage business. And so that means there's a space where you become insatiable. That's another word, insatiable, to live your dreams, committed. So if your commitment is to be free of debt, that's going to come from profit dollars. If your commitment is to own multiple properties, have Airbnbs, have multiple streams of income, have passive income, it's going to come from your desire. It's going to come from your effort. It's going to come from what you do daily. If your effort is half-assed, if your energy is half-assed, if your system, your routine, if you're winging it, you don't have a prayer. If you're committed, if you're serious, if you're an opportunist, if you understand how to operate in free enterprise, if you develop the skills, the repetition, and the experience, and then you arrive at the right place at the right time, that's when a quantum leap can happen. You can actually leap over a situation. 2 + 2 can equal 16. There's the sum and the parts. Well, the parts don't equal the sum in a quantum leap. So 2 + 2 equals 4. In a quantum leap, it equals 16. The sum is greater than whole of parts. That comes from the compounded effect. That comes from the simple discipline, the repetition, the experience, creating the outcome. I coached a woman at 11 o'clock today. She's been in her business. She's in a new business for her relatively new business going on 4 years. She's approaching $50,000 a month in her business, a mompreneur who's been in her profession for a long time. And she's in the right place at the right time. But most importantly, she is that person of influence. Her attractor factor, she told me that her Instagram page has grown 2,500 organic likes in the last month. She said her inbox is so full that she cannot get back to people. So that would mean more leads than time. And in a situation of more leads than time, then you can qualify your leads quickly. But even if you don't have more leads than time, you can qualify your leads quickly because that is a component of a burning desire. You also must have patience in this process, this burning desire process, this ability to see the outcome before it happens. That is vision. It's important that you have that vision. You see the outcome before it's happening. You're in that process. You're in the moment. You're in the flow. I just had Henry put together a graphic for me of in the flow, in the hands-free zone. And to be in that space is effortless ease. Once again, it's right here. It's power versus force, and it goes to right here. Power versus force, the source of power, right there. Power versus force. This is game-changing content right here. Here is the book, Power versus Force. You could take chapter 8 of this book and spend the rest of your life dissecting, breaking this down, reading it, rereading it, memorizing it like I have. I've memorized most of the content because I've read it so many times. When you understand the separation of power versus force, then you will be and stay in your power. I just ran down the street, virtually ran down the street about 15 seconds to my second house and overlooked a project that was not to my specification. I picked up a paint bucket, picked up a paintbrush, and put the wet seal paint on a concrete wall, cleaned the bucket up to my specification, cleaned it completely back up the way it should have been cleaned up, put it away, ran back to my house, took a shower, and I'm sitting right here on this call. I look at my schedule today. I am coaching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours back to back this afternoon and into this evening. And I will not be exhausted. I will not be tired. I will not be overwhelmed. I will not be spent because I am inspired. People have accused me of being a workaholic. I'm like, you have no idea. You have no fucking idea what it means to own a business. The people that open their mouth and they say millionaire, they have no idea the effort that it requires. And a skilled entrepreneur doesn't count the time. A skilled entrepreneur values time. A skilled entrepreneur devotes time to the craft, to servicing the customers, the clients, to creating the money, the profit dollars, to live a good life. And when you're inspired, time moves fast. When you're standing still, when you're procrastinating, when you're overwhelmed, time is very slow. I am 66 years old. Sometimes I look back and go, what the fuck? Where did time go? I remember being in Aruba in 1997, it was a breakthrough year for me. In 1996, I was $100,000 in credit card debt. 1997 was that magical, mystical year where people show up. And it started with a man named T.C. Bradley. He put a ad in a newspaper, in the USA Today newspaper, and I was the recipient of answering that ad. It was a biz-op opportunity in the biz-op, that's what it was called, biz-op, business opportunity section of the USA Today. And in the ad it said, attitude, I refuse to let you fail. Fate, I answered that ad. From the time I answered that ad to 11 months and 17 days later, I paid off $99,000 worth of credit card debt. It doesn't seem possible in retrospect, but it was real because I did it. I participated in it. I witnessed it. I created it. I watched it. It could be the same situation for you. I experienced the quantum leap. I then found the book by James Mapes 3 years later, which is called Quantum Leap, and he wrote a second version of it. And then I did an audio cassette on it. And many of you have that audio cassette is now on a download called Mindset Consciousness in your back office. I suggest you listen to some of that content I recorded in my studio in 2000 to create that content on a quantum leap. And a quantum leap is where the sum is greater than the whole. So 16 doesn't equal 4, but U2 squared, start to put that together, that's a quantum leap, U2 squared. So it's not 2 plus 2, it's 2 quantified. And the more you understand that content, that's where you could be right here this year. But that's going to require inspiration, perspiration, repetition, experience, influence, affluence, not only being in the right place at the right time, but capitalizing on it, being able to be that influencer, that affluencer, being able to be the closer, being able to be the leader, the mentor, being able to attract mentorees, whether that's in a 12-step program, in a business, whatever it is. And so there are places in the journey when you pay the dues that there's a place that it clicks. It's the It's the tumbler and the lock principle, where you're turning the lock twice 17, once 34, 16 once, click, thunk. It means the tumblers line up, click. So that's what you start to understand about this content. Now, James says, page 222 of Power versus Force. I'm going to go to that page. All right, so here it is. So that's Power versus Force. James says there's good content right there. So I would highly recommend you look at that. Thank you for being on today's call. Michelle, are you hearing me, Michelle? Are you hearing me, Andre, Cassie? Do you feel me? Do you understand what I'm saying? Is that inspiration? So inspired is the energy that brings you across the finish line to the next finish line. Inspiration, you don't get through a day, you turn days into results. So many people, when I coach them and talk to them, they're in this low level of dragging themselves along energy. And it's that money is speed, and this is why you must learn to let people go quickly. Instead of holding on to people, holding out for people, believing that they're good people. You have to be able to spot a liar who is lying to you. It's important that you understand who is a narcissist. It's important that you let people go quickly who are perpetrators, violators, pathological liars, thieves, stealers of your dreams, spiritual and emotional vampires, codependent personalities want to believe in the good of people. Well, I understand there's merit to that, but in codependent personality gets intoxicated with the possibility of, and they chase, they beg, they stalk, and they drag people along rather than letting people go. This will kill you in dating, mating, and business when you hold on to this type of energy. When you hold on to this energy, when you hold on to relationships that are broken, jobs that don't serve you, businesses that it's time for you to shut that business down and reinvent yourself somewhere else. And not that the grass is greener, but sometimes you learn when it's best to let go, especially in relationships. And sometimes it's your parents, it's your relatives, it's a brother, a sister, it's a wife, it's a husband, it's a teammate, it's someone that's close to you that no longer is there that win-win situation. No longer is there an emotional energy exchange in that situation. And it's going to be your responsibility to spot that, see it, sense it, feel it, breathe, release, and let go, so that you are no longer the mind-body connection to the events that shape the feelings. And then the passion word, peace word, and purpose. Peace, passion, and purpose, the 3 P's, are also important. Peace is what you live in daily. You're in little to no conflict. Passion is the juice. It's the undercurrent. It's the electricity. It's what you ride the rail on. So thank you, David Harris. You are the fucking man. I appreciate that. So it's so good to see many of you on here. Hurricane, David Hurricane Harris. You've seen me before. You've seen me produce laboriously in the midnight hours. David Harris is a first-class friend of mine and a man I coached. David bought the boat from me, the producer. And not only did he buy it, but he rehabbed it for me. David has been my limousine driver before. He's been a Millionaire Apprentice for me. He spent quality time with me. So he's seen what is capable. I mean, he actually owns a boat that I saw the vision of, and it's amazing what he was able to purchase that boat for, that value. And now that's his dream. Go to his website or go to his Facebook page, David Harris, and you can see this 58 Chris Craft that was my dream, and I sold my dream to David because now it's his dream. And then I took that money from that dream and bought my wife a dream car, a cinnamon-colored Mercedes. That's the transfer of a dream. David, tell him that's a fact. That's exactly how it happened. You spent a year rehabbing that boat in Lake Tahoe. It was amazing the way that came out. Farzad, good to see you this afternoon, my brother. Good to see all of you here on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. It is sunny in California. I mean, why would I not say that for 2 weeks? Because of you know why. Because of what has happened to our beautiful country. And our country is still beautiful, and we must find the beauty in our country. That's the passion, the inspiration. I am a rock solid, down the rabbit hole patriot. Give me liberty or give me death. That's where I'm coming from. I am here. I am in it to win it. There is no back down. Bring it on, Chief. That's the juice that you must come from. You must have this insatiable fucking desire that other people don't have. And you have to not feel guilty because they don't have it. If you have that it factor, do not give it away. I mean, don't feel guilty because you're special. Feel special because you're unique. And do something with that uniqueness. Attract other unique prosperity seekers. Attract your reality, people and situations. This content is gold if you'll put it into application. I know it because I live it every fucking day. You can too. It is your responsibility to be responsible to be your best self. My name is Jeffery Combs. I am the president and founder of this corporation right there. Golden Mastermind Seminars Incorporated, a California corporation that I have owned for 24 years. Standing solid, standing tall, in free enterprise, a patriot down the rabbit hole. Here for you. If you would like a free 20-minute coaching session, reach out to me. I would be honored to offer that to you. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Cassie. It is gold today. So have a great afternoon. If you'd like to connect with me, send me a Facebook message. I'll get back to you immediately. You have a great day.